Hi, so today we're going to learn some basics of AutoCAD, and this is a 3D environment that allows you to model systems and geometry and components for design and manufacture. So we're going to start with a simple cube. So to draw a cube, first of all, I'm going to select a line here. Now, once you draw a line, you'll see that you can start anywhere you want, move up, down, left, right. At the moment I've got something called ortho mode selected, which basically means that everything goes in a straight line, and this is a very useful function when you want to draw straight lines. To turn it on or off, all you do, if you press escape first of all to get out of the line, go down here, you'll see this perpendicular angle here that goes off, and you can draw lines without being constrained to straight line. So let's put it back on for now. You can do it while you've selected a line, by the way, or selected anything for that matter. And we're going to draw a cube of 100 by 100. So 100 this way, enter. Up 100, enter. You can type the distance in there. If you come here, if you hover over this, as long as you've got all the object snaps on, you'll have that there, and then you can move down and click, press escape to stop drawing, and here we have a square of 100 by 100. Now, I'm also going to draw another shape next to it, which is going to be a semicircle, or a 3D semicircle. So I'm going to start by drawing a circle. Now, I want the radius to be half of this length here, because I want to connect them both together eventually. So I'm going to start by drawing a line here, and I'm going to make the radius 50. So the diameter will be the same as this length of line here. Now to make this a semicircle, I'm going to take a line from here, connect that all the way through to there, and now I'm going to use the trim function to trim this shape here. So if we go up here to trim function, that's the trim, we select the whole shape, enter, then let's select this half of the circle, press escape, now we have a semicircle. Now before we can extrude these shapes into 3D, we first of all have to join them. And join function can be done by typing in join, type it in anywhere, and select all your objects and press enter. Now when you hover over them, you'll see they're now one shape. If we zoom in here, press escape, and we hover over it, it should be one shape. So let's do the same with this, join. If join doesn't work, it means your shape isn't properly designed. Everything has to be perfect end to end, no gaps, no overlaps, and it will join nicely. Now if we hold shift and the middle button on the mouse, we can move around like so. And you can see here we're in a 2D plane, and now we've gone to the 3 dimensions, and you can see here with the X, Y, Z at the bottom. Now let's extrude these. Let's start by extruding the square so we can make a cube. So go and extrude here, click on the shape there, press enter, move up, type in again 100, and now we have a perfect cube, 100 by 100 by 100. Let's do the same with this semicircle, so we can go and extrude, click on it, enter, and again let's move it by 100 so we have the same height. Now we have our two shapes in 3 dimensions. Beautiful. Now let's take a look at them in a different mode. Click here, go on conceptual, or you can go on realistic, or you can go on X-ray, whichever one you prefer. I'm going to stay in X-ray mode for now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to join these two shapes together, but I want to put this on top of this here. So you can see immediately the problem is this needs to be rotated first, then placed up here. So in order to do that, we're going to use a function called 3D rotate, which is a very, very useful function. All you do is click on this here, or you can type in 3D rotate. I'm going to click there, click on the object, press enter. And you're presented with these 3 dimensions. So which way do you want it to spin? Either this way, X, Y, Z. I want it to be in the red plane, which is actually the Z plane, if you like. So I'm going to click on that one there, and you can see here, if I move the mouse, it rotates in different dimensions, or directions, sorry. So I can either type in the angle, or I can just move it around until I see what I want, and press enter. And that's it. Press escape. It's now being rotated in that domain or dimension by a certain amount. Now I'm going to place that here on top of this here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first of all select something called move, which is this here, move. You can either type it as well if you want. Click on your object, press enter. Now specify a point that you want to select. So if I click here, let's take auto mode off. You can see that's the point that I'm going to put onto the next object. So select a point, then find your shape. There we go. I'm going to click on this corner here, click. And you can see there it's moved to that corner there, and we have our complete shape. If you want to change any of the properties of these shapes, for example the color, right click on one of them, go on properties, and you can go down here and you can select color by layer. Red, for example, let's make it red. This looks pretty. Escape, and now we have a red box on top of this cube. So that's one way in which you can make something in 3D.